Welcome to You will learn ship control. First, look at your instruments. Top right is the compass. It displays the heading of your ship, the direction you're looking, and the whereabouts of enemy units. Bottom right is your helm. It displays the setting of your engine and rudder, and your current speed. Center screen is the crosshair. It shows you where you're aiming. Bottom left is the unit window. Now it displays information about your current unit. The initials to the right of the name tell you the class. DD stands for Destroyer. Your other instruments are detailed in later tutorials. Move the throttle control up or down to change engine setting. Settings are full speed, half, and back. Use the rudder controls to steer the ship. Once set, your ship will continue turning until you straighten it. Yellow arrows point out your objectives. Head to the yellow arrow. Now, that was a splendid piece of navigation, sailor. While you're in control of a ship, you can look and aim your weapons in a different direction from the one you're traveling. Try looking around. Looks like you got it. The indicator on the compass shows you the direction you're looking compared to the direction you're heading. You also have binoculars for taking a closer look at things. Use the binoculars to zoom in on the carrier. Excellent work, sailor. To the live firing range. Today, you will learn to use your ship's guns. This destroyer is armed with anti-air guns, artillery, torpedoes, and depth charges. Not all ships have all of these weapons. For example, a battleship has only anti-air and artillery. Anti-air is called AA for short. It takes the form of multiple machine guns placed around the deck. When you pull the trigger, every gun that can see the crosshair will fire. Some ships also mount flak guns. Those fire shells that explode. That C-47 Dakota is going to drop target parachutes around your ship. Shoot down 5 quickly. Aim the crosshair using the mouse or joystick. When you're on target, your crosshair alters shape to indicate a lock-on. Remember, the faster your target is moving, the further out in front of it you have to aim. Press the Use Weapon control to fire. You can also shoot from binocular view, which can help you aim more accurately.
Yeah. Yeah. want this one? Well. What?
Good shooting, son. Now to move on to the next weapon, artillery. These are the main guns carried by every warship. Use the change weapon control to change weapon. Look how your crosshair alters when you switch. Your target will be that cargo hulk there. While she moves into position, let's explain how artillery works. You must aim artillery at a solid surface, such as an enemy, ship, or fortress. If your target is out of range, your guns will not fire. Have a go at firing the guns. Look at the indicator lights around the crosshair, one for each turret. A red light means the turret cannot fire where you're aiming. A yellow light means the turret can see the target point, but is still turning to aim. A green light means the turret is ready to fire. A flashing red light indicates reloading. Shoot that cargo hulk 5 times. Great stuff. Let's move on. The most dangerous weapon in your arsenal is the torpedo. Torpedoes hit below the waterline, making them the most reliable way to sink an enemy. Switch to your torpedo tubes now. Torpedoes are fired like any other weapon, but because they float, weapon elevation does not matter. Although torpedoes are powerful, they are slow. Firing a spread makes it harder for your enemy to avoid them. She's going down. Let's move on. Your final weapon system is the depth charge. Switch to depth charge now.
She's had it!
Now, the depth charge is the only weapon that is effective against submerged submarines. It cannot be aimed, but rather a drop from the back of the ship. They explode once they reach a preset depth, or if they come close to an enemy sub. Try dropping some now. Well, as you can see, when you drop depth charges, you go to a special camera to track them. Move the camera control to rotate this camera. You can steer the ship at the same time. Today, you will learn to use the map interface to issue tactical commands. Access the map screen now by pressing the Map button. The map screen shows you your mission area, all friendly units, and any detected enemy units. Your selected unit is highlighted in yellow. This window shows you that unit. This window shows you a unit's target, or the unit that is beneath your cursor. This panel displays objective details and button help. If you're not sure what to do next, review your objectives. Press the Show Objectives button to enter objective mode. This panel shows you the status of your objectives. A gray number means the objective is active. A green number means the objective has been completed. A red number means it has failed. Cycle through objectives by using the cycle controls. Press either Cancel or the Show Objectives button to exit objective mode. Press the Zoom key to zoom in. The map zooms in on the area where your crosshair is centered. When the map is at maximum zoom, extra detail is revealed, such as fortifications and individual planes. Press the Zoom Out key to zoom back out. At middle zoom, you can still see individual ships, but individual planes and land units become hidden. Now, zoom out again. At highest zoom, all that is shown is the flagship or squadron leader for each formation. The highlighted area around your unit is their detection area. The light-colored area is the visual detection area. The darker colored area is the radar detection area. Units detected by radar are displayed as unknown. That is because all that is known about them is their position and type. Finally, the green area is the sonar area. Sonar is the only method of detecting a submerged submarine. The cursor is used to select units and issue orders. When you put the cursor over a unit, its details will display in the target window at the top left. Put your cursor over the Fletcher-class destroyer berthed next to your Clemson and press the Select Unit key to select it. Good, good. You can also use the crosshair to issue orders to your currently selected unit. Pressing the Move To key will order that Fletcher to move to a designated point. Order it to move to the yellow waypoint. The blue line shows you where it's going. As you can see, the Fletcher is obeying your orders. Your Fletcher has detected an enemy ship. Press the Move To key again to order it to attack. The red line indicates an attack order. That means your unit will move into range on the targeted unit and engage. A unit with an attack order will circle the enemy, firing until it sinks.
She's sinking!
Well done! Now, there's another way to select friendly units, which is using the cycle unit controls. Use them to select the Catalina flying boat. You can create a navigation path by pressing Move To multiple times. Give the Catalina a navigation path between those 3 waypoints, starting with waypoint 1 and ending with waypoint 3. Outstanding! Catalina will fly along the path you have created. If you want to cancel a move or attack order, press the cancel key. Good, good. An airborne plane circles when you cancel its orders. Or you can tell it to circle one of your ships by using the Move To command. That command is useful for putting up CAP, or Combat Air Patrol, over your ships or land bases. Order the Catalina to circle your Clemson. Great job! You have completed the map tutorial. Press the map key to exit the map. Welcome to the Naval Academy Damage and Repair tutorial. In the event that you actually end up in a shooting war, you'll need to know how and what to do if your vessel comes under fire. The U.S. Navy prides itself. We expect you to uphold that tradition. This screen allows you to review the damage status of your ship and also gives you the ability to do something about it. Let's run through the various elements now. This is the status panel. It shows you where on your ship damage has occurred and how severe that damage is. These are the leak icons. If your ship has suffered a leak, it's going to take on water. Take on too much water, and your ship will sink. These icons show you where on the ship a leak has occurred and how severe that leak is. These are the component icons. Each of these represents one of the systems of your ship. These are as follows. This is the rudder icon. If the rudder gets too damaged, you'll not be able to steer your ship. This is the engine room icon. A malfunction here will mean your ship will stop moving. These are the fire icons. A fire on your ship which rages out of control will eventually cause the ship magazine or fuel tank to explode. This is generally a very bad thing. The final icon represents the flight deck. Only carriers have this icon. If the flight deck malfunctions, a carrier will not be able to launch or land aircraft. This is the flooding panel. It shows you how much water has flooded into your ship through a leak. If the flooding indicator reaches the top of the panel, then the ship will sink. This is the hull damage display. Any hit your ship takes will damage the hull. Once the hull is completely damaged, any new hit will automatically cause a leak to the ship. This is the crew panel. It allows you to assign crew members to repair a specific area of the ship. Now, by default, your entire crew is at general quarters. This means that they will try to repair all damage evenly. However, you can order them to focus their efforts on a specific part of the ship. Let's see how this works. Okay, let's simulate a torpedo hit on your ship. A torpedo always hits below the waterline, which means it always causes a leak to your ship. When this happens, the leak icon appears. This means you've got a job to do, sailor. Get back to the repair screen quickly.
What the?
the Naval Academy Damage and Repair tutorial. In the event that you actually end up in a shooting war, you'll need to know how and what to do if your vessel comes under fire. The U.S. Navy prides itself on its damage control, and we expect you to uphold that tradition. This screen allows you to review the damage status of your ship, and also gives you the ability to do something about it. Let's run through the various elements now. This is the status panel. It shows you where on your ship damage has occurred, and how severe that damage is. These are the leak icons. If your ship has suffered a leak, it's going to take on water. Take on too much water, and your ship will sink. These icons show you where on the ship a leak has occurred and how severe that leak is. These are the component icons. Each of these represents one of the systems of your ship. These are as follows.
Yes, sir.
This is the rudder icon. If the rudder gets too damaged, you'll not be able to steer your ship. This is the engine room icon. A malfunction here will mean your ship will stop moving. These are the fire icons. A fire on your ship which rages out of control will eventually cause the ship magazine or fuel tank to explode. This is generally a very bad thing. The final icon represents the flight deck. Only carriers have this icon. If the flight deck malfunctions, a carrier will not be able to launch or land aircraft. This is the flooding panel. It shows you how much water has flooded into your ship through a leak. If the flooding indicator reaches the top of the panel, then the ship will sink. This is the hull damage display. Any hit your ship takes will damage the hull. Once the hull is completely damaged, any new hit will automatically cause a leak to the ship. This is the crew panel. It allows you to assign crew members to repair a specific area of the ship. Now, by default, your entire crew is at general quarters. This means that they will try to repair all damage evenly. However, you can order them to focus their efforts on a specific part of the ship. Let's see how this works. Okay, let's simulate a torpedo hit on your ship. A torpedo always hits below the waterline, which means it always causes a leak to your ship. When this happens, the leak icon appears. This means you've got a job to do, sailor. Get back to the repair screen quickly. Welcome to the U.S. Naval Academy Carrier Operations Tutorial. Aircraft carriers are controlled just like regular ships. Armed only with AA weapons, their main form of attack is their air wing of fighters and bombers, which can be launched to attack all forms of targets. To launch planes, you must first access the flight deck. This is achieved by pressing the flight deck control. Try doing this now. Good. As you can see, the flight deck panel has opened in the bottom right of the screen. This shows you the status. The area can launch up to 4 squadrons at any one time, but no more than a total of 12 planes. The amount of planes you have in the air is displayed at the top of the flight deck panel. The 4 large icons represent the status of each of your 4 squadrons. The H icon means that all the squadrons are currently berthed in the carrier's hangar. Below the squadron icons are the squadron details, which shows you the type and number of planes that make up a squadron, as well as what armament they are equipped with in addition to their machine guns. Let's try launching some aircraft. First, you need to move the highlight to the squadron you wish to launch. Let's start with Squadron 3. Good. Now, as you can see, Squadron 3 is composed of 2 F-4F Wildcat fighters. These are ideal for protecting the carrier against air attack. Before we launch them, let's increase the number of planes in the squadron. Highlight the number assigned setting and increase the number of aircraft in the squadron to 5. Excellent! 5 planes is the maximum size for any squadron. Also shown on the assigned setting is the number of planes of that type that you have in reserve below decks. Now let's get these Wildcats airborne. Press the Give Order button to give the launch order. Well done! The squadron icon has now changed to the takeoff symbol, and the carrier deck elevator is bringing the Wildcats up to the flight deck for launch. While the Wildcats take off, let's ready the next squadron for launch. Select Squadron 1. Okay, you've selected a squadron of Dauntless dive bombers, which are ideal for attacking all manner of surface targets. However, they currently have no armament attached to them. Access the ordnance setting and equip them with 1,000-pound bombs. Great work. Now, you know, different aircraft have access to different ordnance loadouts, so it's worth experimenting with these. Now the Dauntlesses are armed and ready, let's find something for them to attack. There's a target cargo ship in the bay. Let's order them to bomb it. First of all, you'll need to select the ship as the carrier's target. You'll need to close the flight deck panel to do this. Well done. Now, go back to the flight deck. Good. Now that the carrier has a target, you can order the highlighted squadron to launch and attack it. You do this by pressing the Attack Target button. Order the Dauntless Squadron to attack the cargo ship. Excellent. The Dauntless Squadron will now launch and attack the carrier's target. While they are doing so, let's run through the other commands you can perform on the flight deck. First of all, You can tell an airborne squadron that you wish them to return to the carrier and land. You do this by highlighting a squadron and pressing the Give Order button until the icon changes to the land symbol. Tell your Wildcat squadron to return to the carrier now.
Yes, sir.
Very good. The Wildcats will now automatically fly back to the carrier and make a landing. Once a squadron has landed, you're free to change the type and number of aircraft as well as the ordnance they carry. The final command you can use is the Jump To command, which will instantly put you in direct control of any of the carrier's active squadrons. This is done by the Jump To button. Let's use this command to go and see how the Dauntlesses are getting on. Great work! You have now completed the Carrier Operations tutorial. The lessons you have learned also apply to land-based airfields and shipyards. All right, that's all for today, sailor. Dismissed! Command tutorial. Now that you have mastered captaining a single vessel, it's time for you to learn how to command a group of ships. For this tutorial, you have been entrusted with 2 ships, your Clemson-class destroyer, plus a modern Atlanta-class light cruiser. This arrow here indicates that you have extra units to switch to. You can switch between your units by using the unit cycle controls. Try switching to the Atlanta-class cruiser now. Good. Another way you can switch between units is by positioning the crosshair over a friendly unit and pressing the Jump To control. Try doing this now. Excellent. When you have multiple units under your control, you can join them together into a formation. To join a ship to another, position the crosshair over the other ship and press the Move To button. Join the Clemson to the Atlanta now.
Bailing out!
Well done. When you join 2 ships together, you will see the formation bar. Now this shows you how many and what types of ships are in the formation. The highlighted icon represents the ship you are controlling, while the topmost icon represents the formation leader, which in this case is the Atlanta. If an icon has a gold border, then that ship is the key unit, and you will fail the mission if it sinks. The formation bar closes down after a few seconds, to be replaced by an indicator arrow pointing up. This shows you that your current ship is part of a formation. Try switching between formation members now. Excellent! You are now in command of the formation leader. From here, you can access the formation screen, which allows you to customize the position your units are in. Access the formation screen now. This screen shows how the formation is arranged around the leader. The formation leader is highlighted in white, while the ship highlighted in yellow is the one whose position you can change. If you have multiple follower ships, you can change between them with the cycle unit controls. To change the ship's position in the formation, move the positional marker to the place where you want the ship to move to. When you're happy with your changes, press the Accept button to confirm and exit the screen. Try repositioning your ship now. Well done! Now to get the Clemson to move into its new position, the formation itself must be moving also. So let's get the Atlanta underway and see this happening. Excellent! The Clemson is now moving to its new position in the formation. There is one more lesson to learn, and that is how to get a ship to leave formation. This can be achieved in multiple ways. One way is to give a follower ship a direct order, such as a move or attack command. However, you can also use the command menu to order a ship to leave a formation. Let's try this now. First, switch to the Clemson. Now, open the command menu and select the Leave command to order the Clemson to leave the formation. Outstanding! For the formation leader, the Leave command changes to Disband, which completely breaks up the formation. Congratulations! You have now completed the formation command tutorial. Dismissed!
Yes, sir.
In late 1941, Japanese forces had massed in Southeast Asia. On December 6th, President Roosevelt sent a personal note to the Emperor of Japan, appealing to him to cease warmongering. This Son of Man has just sent his final message to the Son of God.
It's been great to see you again, Doc.
You too, Henry. I still say you owe me $10.
I still say the race ain't over yet.
Technically, I'm a higher rank than you already.
That's only because you Marine pilots have a command structure that's a lot less demanding than the rest of the U.S. Navy. Besides, you're in the war. I'm not. That ain't a fair contest.
Always an excuse.
You know you've been over-promoted.
I'll see you somewhere in the Pacific.
Here's hoping. If they ever let us off this damn island.
Welcome aboard, sir. Where to?
At ease, sailor. Battleship Row, the Phoenix.
Hi, sir. Want to take the wheel?
You bet.
Submarine. We have incoming enemy aircraft. Sir, we're under attack.